Hi, everybody. Welcome in again to another very special episode of Coach's Corner. This time it's with the head ball coach of the Lion Pride of Heartland Christian. It is Josh Scott. Coach Scott, we greatly appreciate your time twice in one day as it stands right now. You joined us on the Power Hour earlier, and now you join us here on Coach's Corner. You, sir, have been making all kinds of waves. Some of the area's best coaches. You sit at the table among all of them, and you're respected by seemingly everybody. Talk to me about how, for those of people who don't know, how the climb has been for you to get where you are today.
Yeah, I mean, I just have. I guess I started right out of high school, and started coaching young and trying to get myself as much experience as I could. Try to become a sponge, and I still try to be a sponge, and learn every day and learn from the kids, learn from other coaches. Try to take as much criticism as I can, and take it as constructive, and then try to apply that to the game and to the kids, and just create a really good atmosphere. But yeah, I started junior high for a lot of years, and then got my first gig at reserve, and with Jeff Mardig as the AD over there, gave me my first coaching job, and longtime friend, and few years at Sebring, and here we are now. So, it's been quite a ride. I can't forget Canfield too for a couple of years, but yeah, I mean, it's just that's where it is. And my dad being a teacher and being on my staff too, he's really instilled that mindset of instructing and teaching. Not, there's a difference, I think. I mean, we're all the coaches are teachers too, but that's something that's really important in how we communicate and run our practices.
I was just going to ask you. I saw a picture on Facebook not even a week ago about it was you and your son, and you guys were in the gym and you were sweeping the floor. To the Scott family, basketball seems to be something that's passed down from generation to generation. Talk to me about what your dad has instilled in you about not only the game, but the teaching and instructing of it, and what you hope to pass down to your son someday.
Yeah, I think how we treat people, that's probably the first and foremost. I think that that's something I got to watch and emulate when I was younger and growing up, and seeing him. Nobody was more important than the next. It didn't matter if it was a custodian, a teacher, the superintendent, the ball boy. Trying to treat everybody with respect, because they're important. Everyone's important. Everybody's got a role, and everybody's, you just, the old saying, you don't know what other people are going through. That's something that we've tried to take everywhere we go. And I've tried to learn from him is to have that positive spin. And you just want to be part of something that you hope you try to build something that everybody else wants to be a part of, I guess.
And you talked about the adversity and things of how you treat people, and you never know what essentially somebody's going through. Josh, you have gone through some serious stuff and some major adversity over the last, 30 days or so that maybe nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about your ride, your journey over the last 30 days and what's come to fruition and how you've attacked it?
Sure. Yeah. And so, it's crazy that, you hear people saying things about I'm where I'm supposed to be, or God has a plan. And, you hear those sayings, and you don't learn how they're true until you get to walk those steps. And I think that for the first time in my life, I had realized that I was in a place that I really, really needed to be, and that God had put me there for a reason. I have had lots of great experiences, highs and lows, but when I found out that on December 9th that I had a mass, a testicular mass, and then was in surgery the following from a Thursday that following Monday, only to find out the following week that it was cancer. The support, the prayer, the family, the extended family that had just come together from Heartland and made me feel just loved and appreciated and cared for. And, I don't know. I can't even, I've told a lot of people already, like, I can't even thank the school. I'm trying not to get too emotional for that, but I can't thank the school for what they've done for me, and the community there. And obviously my own family, I've had such a support system through that, but, I feel like it's something that we're hoping, as we go, that it's something I've gotten beaten already. I'm past it. I got to go through active surveillance. I've got to do all those things that I have no problem doing because there's so many other people out there struggling way worse. I've avoided chemo, and it's just, it's a surreal thing to talk about because, when you're 38 years old, you don't think that that's something you're going to have to discuss, but here we are, and this is another hurdle, but, my friends and family and the Heartland family, they've been incredible through the whole journey. So, it's something I'm really thankful for.
And something we're so proud of you for being the bravery that it takes to go through that. And you haven't missed a beat. In fact, legendary athletic director Susie Shields steps away from the helm at Heartland. And my golly, who steps in? The guy that's battling adversity on one hand, fighting a battle one-handed basically, and says, hey, I'll take the helm here and step into those big shoes. You now are the interim athletic director at Heartland Christian. Talk to me about what that's been like, and has that helped along the way from taking your mind off of some things?
Yeah. It actually, that's exactly what's happened. It's taken me to just busier mode, I should say, between having two young kids in preschool and kindergarten, and my wonderful wife and my parents and my immediate family, that we're going through our day-to-day stuff and having our own business, Community Caregivers, the senior home care. We're doing that every day, and that's my day job. But I got to reconnect with so many former athletic director or current athletic directors from my former time being one at Sebring. So that part in itself has been really, really special to me, just to be able to reconnect and talk to some people that I haven't talked to in 5, 6, 7 years. That's been awesome. And it's also, you hit the nail right on the head, that I've been busy. It's been something, especially with, and still dealing with COVID and cancellations and changes and trying to schedule next year's stuff and doing all those things that we're doing, covering some games. But Heartland has been fantastic in that transition. They've multiple people. I can't even go down the list of people that have stepped in and been willing to help out and offered. And it's just, I can't ask for a better situation right now with where I am in my life.
And with all this going on, all the things that we've just discussed, somehow you managed to control the basketball team, to lead a basketball team full of some great guys, and leading the way, Johnny Buckets, Jonathan Berdovich, who this week, Saturday, as a matter of fact, as you pointed out earlier on the Power Hour, broke a record. The all-time Columbiana County leading scorer belongs to Johnny Buckets, lone and at the top of that platform. Talk to me about how instrumental he has been in becoming a leader and watching him grow before your very own eyes.
Yeah. So most anybody that knows JB knows that he's very soft spoken. He's not somebody that he doesn't like to lead by, he's not a huge vocal leader. He does speak a lot more now, but when he first came in, I'm like, this guy's a robot. This guy this is what he does. He comes in, he works hard. He has nothing to say. But once you get to know him, super special kid. I mean, just what he's done for the environment. And honestly, I just feel like he's gotten to grow as a kid too. That's something that's really important and special to me, and something I'll remember forever, and I'll always cherish. And it's not even done yet, but I'm already in that mode of appreciation, to watch him grow into starting to talk and starting to be a little bit more vocal and starting to take leadership and ownership in our program. Last year he had all those seniors ahead of him, that were, had been here a long time. And so he kind of just played his part and did his thing. And then now he's, this group with his classmates and those seniors, they have taken on that role, but it's been really special to watch and just to see him hit these milestones and getting 1,000 and now being the career scoring leader for the boys side there. It's just been, it's I don't know. It's like storybook stuff, it's stuff, we said on the power hour that, he didn't even know. And he didn't. I walked up to his mom at halftime and said, "Hey, he doesn't know, does he?" And she said, "He has no clue, no idea." And I knew from talking to him, I just said, "Hey, is this game important to you at all for any other means?" And he said, "What are you talking about?" He looked at me like I was goofy. And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, it's fine." That was at halftime when he was 1 point away. He had already tied it. And to me, that just, I don't know, sometimes it like gives me goosebumps because it's like this kid has just come in with just one thing in mind, and that's bettering himself and his teammates and nothing else. All the other stuff is just secondary. It's really cool.
I think the part that it inspires me the most is you talk about this senior class, and JB gets a ton of headlines, and he's going to. That's what happens when you're a scorer and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But the excitement that his classmates and his teammates have for him, sometimes in different programs, you'll see a little bit of jealousy, maybe a little ego come into the way. Your group doesn't have that ego. They're legitimately happy for one another when one accomplishes something. And JB's in the same boat. He's so happy whenever someone else gets accolades from that standpoint.
Yep.
How does that work? Is that just how Heartland is? Is that just how the program is? Is it these kids, the parenting? What is it?
I think it's probably a multitude of things. It's probably all of those things combined, honestly. The parents here, the kids are just high. These are high level kids in terms of their character. Those are things, we've had to work on in the past other places. And clearly you work really hard everywhere you go, but these guys, I feel like I've had a leg up with that part, that it's almost just like, polishing a diamond or something, in terms of their character. And it's because they come from great homes and the parents are amazing. I mean, they're supportive and they just want to succeed. They just want to see their kids succeed. And it trickles down into such an easy transition because that's how we're built. My biggest knock, I think, as a coach, I've heard it 100 times over, is I play too many kids. I let too many guys shoot. We don't run certain things for certain people all the time. And I love it. I mean, it's great. I'll take those every time because, we're trying to build that environment where kids want to come in and know that they're important. And I think that's why they celebrate each other. We had, Jake Kling, who's a junior playing JV, who would probably play in a lot of other years, but just has had 11 or 12 seniors ahead of him in the last 2 years, comes in and drills a 3 against Columbiana with a minute left to go, and our bench is going crazy.
Yeah.
Just celebrating them. This, that's one example of so many. It's just, I don't know. It's a really cool situation to be a part of. That's for sure.
Heartland Christian Coaches Corner brought to you by Community Caregivers of the Valley. As always. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. 2.5 weeks left of the season when you get down to it. And then there's this thing they call the tournament. And you throw the records out the window once you're seated, and it's a one and done kind of playoff tournament, unlike any other. Josh, there's an excitement for this tournament unlike any other that I know of in high school sports. What makes the tournament so exciting? And when do you really start turning an eye towards that tournament?
We've been talking about it all season, because we're independent. So we have, we literally have to take the next game as the most important game mentality, being independent and having 22 virtually non-conference games. But we've told them, our goal has been to win a tournament game on our home floor for the first time in school history. They've never won an OHSAA game on the boys' side. And that's been our goal all season long. I talked to, when I talked to Jonathan about it, he said, "Coach, I've gotten scoring records. I've gotten all these other, mentions and honors." He said, "I want to win. I want to win a tournament game. That's all and the rest of those boys feel that same way. what I try not to do is put too much pressure on them too, because I think you saw that last year. We had a very good Matthews team come in that, you know, knocked us off and made a great run. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You try to get your team peaking at the right time, which is what they did last year. And they're obviously doing a really good job again this year. But, you know, that's what we're working toward, is to try and make sure that we are the best basketball team that we can be come mid-February. And the other thing that's really been a challenge for us is that because of not being in a conference, we lost a lot of January games because everyone's playing on Tuesday and Fridays. Right. So we've played several Saturdays. We've only played 4 games. We have our homecoming game this coming Friday. It'll be our 4th game in all of January. Wow. And then we play 7 in the first 18 days of February. So, you know, we're going to have to, it's almost, I told our kids, it's like playing football. It's like a once a week thing in January, and then we got to turn around. But it's also given us a chance to connect and, you know, just learn about each other a little bit and take some time to do some extra things that we would have never been able to do in December or in February. And then, you know, hope that we can turn around and, you know, get those games going and make a run starting in February as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at.
I think my favorite part of this is being able to get real with you. You and I are in the same age bracket, you know, separated by, I think, just a little over a year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you and I get to look in the mirror nowadays and realize that we're no spring chickens anymore. We're not the new kids on the block. You talked about, you know, your 2 kids at home. What's interesting to me is you're in a really intriguing situation where now the kids that you're coaching could technically be your kids nowadays. So how have you changed your I don't know, mantra or the way you coach over the last 10 years or so from when you came in to where you are now?
You know what, I think probably in some ways I've gotten a tad softer, but in a good way. I think it's, you know, my relationships with each one of these kids is more important than any win, any you know, coach of the year award or anything like that. None of that stuff is important. It's cool. It's neat. It's like, you know, getting on the top 10 in the power rankings. Now we talked about earlier. That's a cool thing. But those aren't things that really we, you know, put high up on the list of things to accomplish. It's more about, you know, and I kind of made a post on Facebook the other day because I saw a really neat post about serving. And that's something that, Heartland Christian has gotten me to learn the most. And that's something I've taken away from here, is that I'm not coaching these kids, I'm serving them. And I didn't make any of these kids. I didn't create, you know, I didn't give them a jump shot. I didn't, you know, teach them how to dribble the ball. I'm here to make their experience the best I can. And then hopefully as the years go on, they become just a little bit better because of me. And that's my goal. You know, that's really it.
Josh, we appreciate your time as always, my friend. You're one of the best there is, and you deserve every accolade. Even though you don't ask for it, you deserve every accolade you get. And it's a pleasure to watch you do your thing and watch this Heartland team continue to grind. Congratulations on all the success. Much more in your future, I hope. And we will talk to you next time.
I definitely appreciate it. And I feel blessed to be on YSN 2 times in one day. I don't know. That's a record for me for sure. So
you're almost on as much as I am, man. We'll see you next time, Josh.
All right. See you.